Good afternoon everyone, Guy from Network Yacht Brokers in a rather sunny Chichester Marina today. Just here to bring you a tour of the Jeanneau Merry Fisher 1095 Fly that recently has come to market with us. She was sold by us to the current owner from new. She's a 2020 boat, but wasn't launched until April 21. So she's only really had sort of a year's usage. Currently sat around the 60-hour mark, yeah, we just wanted to bring you this video today, so you could get a better look at her. So let's go on board. As I say, she is yeah, 2020 boat but launched in 21. I will just make the bit of a leap here to get on board the swim platform. As you can see, I've currently got the engines down. She's got the twin Yamaha 300s on the back of her, so the more desired Yamaha engines, and the bigger ones at that with 300s. As we step on the back here on the swim platforms, you can see that we've got the optional extra sun awning and full cockpit canvas enclosure in the I must say my preferred colour, in the darker sort of graphite. I really think that sort of offsets it very nicely with the white hull, and also the sort of black and grey decals on the side of the boat there. You can option to have the lighter silver, but I think that the darker graphite works nicer and actually is easier to maintain as well. It also means that you've got this lovely area here. As the engines are down at the moment, it means that we can slide that aft bench seat backwards. As you can see here, we've just got the runners on the floor, but usually if the engines are up, then that comes forward and the catch that's there just pops into place here. But once the engines are down, we've got this really nice sort of aft cockpit seating area underneath the sun awning and the cockpit full canvas enclosure. I mean, you know, on a day like today, when it's a lovely day here at Chichester, nice and sunny, nice and warm, you can equally, you know, you can roll the sides up here and roll the back up, and this area can sort of be fully open. You can even take that sun awning off, so you could have this fully open at the back here, or equally you could roll the sides up and leave the sun awning. So there's a nice sort of variance of usability back here as to whether you want this as an open area. You can, or you know, as we know in the UK weather, it's not usually like this, or it will very quickly change from a nice sunny day to probably be raining tomorrow. So this option is very nice to have, because you can still use this area even if it's you know, stereotypical English boating day. You can still use this area even when it's not as nice. There's also a large Lazarette here. All you have to do by opening that is pop this ladder forward. It clicks into place there, and then you've got, as I say, quite a nice larger Lazarette underneath there. I won't open it because I don't think I'll be able to with one hand, but yeah, there's a good space under there for storing fenders and other cushions and all sorts of bits and bobs on board. If we step on board, we come through to the saloon area. Now, one of the big advantages on the Merry Fishers is that you're all sort of your living area, or the area you're going to spend most of the time, apart from when you're staying on board and sleeping overnight, is all on the same level as, you know, sort of eye level of the marina. If you go for the sort of, you know, sports boat style, then you've got more outside space, but then you're straight down into the boat at the sort of water level as to where your sort of lounging area is. Whereas as you can see here, you've got these lovely large windows all the way around, which gives you very nice visibility all the way out, all the way around into the marina, and you feel like you're sort of part of what's going on. There's always plenty to watch when we're sat on board having a drink. and you don't feel like you're sort of down, you know, in the boat away from all the action. It's a very nice place to be. Obviously the aft, on the aft, sorry, not your aft side, on the port side is your seating area. So you've got easily a nice comfortable seating area for 4, or if you're a family of 6, I'm sure you could probably squeeze all on there. It's pretty wide seats. The table there, you've got another leaf of the table there that just folds up. And another nice feature of this seat here is that you can flip, and I'll try and do it with one hand, just remove the cushions. You can flip that seat back, and then you've got a nice seat facing forward. So you can be facing forward, skipper's at the helm, you can have 2 or 3 of you there, looking forward, looking where you're going to your destination, and being able to sort of converse with the skipper and not being kind of tucked away, you know, out the back, out of the way. It also is very useful. You've got your port opening window here, and as you can see, your midships cleat. So you pop that window open, and whoever's on the port side doing the lines, they're able to grab a midships cleat from outside of the window, because as I'll show you in a minute, she's got asymmetric side decks. So your starboard side decks are larger than your port side. So that means that you don't have to, you can come down the port side, but it's equally very useful if you've got someone here grabbing a midships cleat. They can just pop their hand out the window and not have to sort of tiptoe down that smaller side deck. Obviously we've got the helm here, which I did have the instruments on, but they've turned themselves off. But you've got, if you can see it at all, if the brightness wants to adjust, your fusion system there. That is your Yamaha instrument control, so that gives your RPM, the knots, your litres per hour, speed. You've then got, just clear that, which will hopefully come on in a minute, and perhaps we'll come back and have a look at that, but that's your Garmin plotter there, touchscreen plotter. You've then got bow thruster, VHF and Lenco trim tabs. And then obviously on your wheel, obsession. And your thrusters. Just as the Coast Guard transmitting, we will step outside. So if you can see here, this is the larger starboard side decks. So you've got a nice door there off the helm, again making it a lot easier for the skipper if he needs to grab a line, or if he needs to get out from the helm quickly onto the side decks, or onto the finger pontoon, or even to the midships cleat here. He can do that and doesn't have to walk all the way out the back of the boat. As we come forward, got a nice sunbathing area on the front here, so nice flip up backrest there, but equally you can fold those down flat, and then there is an infill as well in the middle there, but that's a very nice area to sit. And you know, you've got numerous areas on board the boat here. You've got one, obviously the aft cockpit, you've got the flybridge, which we'll go and have a look at in a minute, and then you've got a very nice sort of forward seating area, lounging area here. So if there's numerous people on board, you're not all confined to one area. You can all have sort of individual areas on board the boat, and get away from the kids as well. We've also got, if I can do this, quite a useful, so there's no sort of dead space, you know, equally that could have just been moulded off, but if that's coming out, you've got quite a useful storage there for lines and whatnot. And then underneath here you've got your anchor locker there. We take a trip back down the larger starboard side decks, as something is beeping away, but we will, I think it's the plotter on the flybridge, and we'll find that out in a minute. But if we go down, and so forward, this is your master cabin. So very nice finish, very nicely finished. A mirrored sort of headboard, textured headboard there. Obviously you've got sort of under mood lighting, LED strip lighting, One of the things that I noticed when first coming in here is those lovely big side windows. Right, it's sort of, obviously that's the pontoon there, but the other side, right at sort of water level. And actually the headroom is pretty good in here. I'm 5'10", and I've probably got another few inches to touch the top. So if you're 6 foot, you'd be able to stand at the foot of the bed here. And then obviously you've got opening hatches, well, one opening hatch there, and they've got blinds that both come across, a nice skylight there, and then plenty of, you've got storage in places like this. It's got a lot of kit in at the moment, but storage in there, and then you've got some storage underneath the bed, which you can just about see there. And again, another useful feature which I really like on this boat that I don't think boat manufacturers do enough is the sliding door. The space that saves is quite tremendous, because usually what you'd find is you'd have a door and it would maybe open out into the bedroom, which then they'd have to cut the foot of the bed, or you'd open out into the hallway, whereas that sliding door really is useful and makes good use of the space. This is your sort of third cabin. Now as you can see, it's being used predominantly here for sort of storage space, because as you can imagine, quite a few sort of cushions on this boat to infill areas, you know, make sun pad areas on the fly bridge, and whatnot. But very usefully in here, you've got an additional fridge. So you've got an additional fridge in there, and then you've got some more storage space in the bottom one there. But that is, you know, very useful if you're a family of 6 and you can convert the saloon seating area there, so you could have 8 people sleep on board this boat. If we're just coming back, this is the head, so she's 3 cabin 1 heads. So you've got your toilet there, your sink, and then if we come around the corner, you've got your full standing shower room, which again, you've also got a seat and some nice lighting in here. You know, just small details like the skylight there just lets in such a nice amount of light. And again, nicely finished with those LED strip lights. If we come back, you've then got the sort of second cabin in here again, so another good space there. And they're both similar size, so the one on the starboard side that I've just showed you with that's being currently used as quite a bit of storage, is a similar size, and then you've got a small storage locker in there. As we come up again on the starboard side, this is your galley area, so you've got some storage additionally up the top, some storage lockers there. And then you've got plenty of space, plenty of storage in places like here. There's your second fridge in the galley. Again, bin and a bit more storage in there. Got again storage in here with drinks holders, and then this is quite a neat idea under the floor here. You've got a big opening locker. There's currently some more fenders, some cushions in there, but in fact, and we've actually had this done on another client's boat, they questioned, well, where do I put sort of bigger pots and pans, because you've got kind of that one under there, but that's it really. And actually that storage space under there, you could kind of maybe section off into 2, and you could put some big pots and pans in there if you were looking to sort of spend more time on board, and you know, if you were using the oven, for example. And then under here, if I can manage to take this off without knocking over the dehumidifier, your 2-ring gas grill, and then you've got a sink out under there. Now, another nice feature of this boat is that she has got an upgraded hot water system. So she's got heating, which there are a number of outlets dotted around the boat in the cabins. You've got an outlet in here in the saloon, and then you've got a couple in the cockpit. But she's also, as I say, got upgraded hot water system, so you can have hot water on this boat even when you're, you know, not underway or not plugged into shore power. So you can have hot water if you were staying, if you know the south coast well, if you were staying overnight in Stokes Bay, you could have hot water, you know, if you wanted to shower on board in the morning, or you know, wash the dishes or whatnot overnight, you could do that. So that's a very nice feature, as we're being interrupted again by the VHF. So we'll just pop on board, pop up the stairs here, go and have a look at the fly bridge, and I will turn that beeping off when I get up here. It's the alarm on the chart plotter, low voltage. But again, so this gives you a better idea of the helm up here. All the same features as the one down below. So you've got your touchscreen chart plotter, Yamaha instruments, VHF, bow thruster, trim tabs, then your throttles, fly-by-wire throttles, so very nice and smooth. And then you've got the engine trim there on the side. And if we just take a sort of spin round the flybridge, you've got a nice forward seat sunbathing area here, drinks holders, which is always very handy. Nice table with a flip up backrest there. Equally, you can fold that down and have this all flat, and then another sun pad there. But you can have that all flat and one big sun pad area. You can also infill that table, and there's infill cushions there. So this, going from the front of the flybridge to the back, can all be one big sun pad. So you can have that all flat. But you know, it's a very nice place to sit of an evening and have a drink and take in the beautiful views of the marina around you. So there we have it. That is a quick tour of the Jeanneau Merry Fisher 1095 Fly that's for sale with us at Network Yacht Brokers in Chichester. And please do not hesitate to contact us or give us a call on 01243 55 0042. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.